And, you know, I didn't know how to process that. Called him back the next day. He was kind enough to call me back and explain. He said, you know, in the huddle, Eli said, don't score on first down, don't score on second down. They were trying to run as much clock as they possibly could so that when the Cowboys got the ball back, they didn't have enough time to score, or score twice, as they might have had to do at that point. So, but what happened is they miscounted the timeouts, and that's where the dunce cap comes in. Eli thought there was a timeout taken 2 plays earlier when, in fact, the clock had stopped because of a penalty, and he didn't realize that because they had declined the penalty. And then, so he thought 40 more seconds were going to run off after second down, so he told Jennings not to score. Jennings said he basically took a dive, found somewhere soft to land. Very, very strange set of circumstances that got more complicated than it had to be. If you score, you're up 10 with a minute and a half to go, and there's really no way the Cowboys are going to come back.
Well, and it all goes back to they want to run time off the clock, but then you have the play on 3rd and goal, and that play call and that execution really receiving a lot of criticism as well. What's the team saying about that?
Well, Coughlin took responsibility for the play call, saying it should have been a run. That's Coughlin being a leader and a head coach. He's not the play caller. Offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo is, and we'll talk to him and get his perspective later this week on the one day he's allowed to speak to the media. But Eli took responsibility for throwing the ball out of the back of the end zone. If you take a sack there, then the clock continues to run. And so he stopped the clock with a bad decision. So really it was this sort of cavalcade of terrible decisions at the worst possible moment by people. And this is the key thing that's startling for Giants fans. If you have something to count on with this very young team that's missed the playoffs 3 years in a row, it's your quarterback and your coach, who are seasoned veterans who should know what to do in these situations. And both of those guys made critical mistake on top of critical mistake.